I gotta say previous business partner, but bro, we've been slanging deals even since we both went out to start our own businesses. We've still been slanging deals. What was it? Was it like 2 months ago that we like split up?
Yeah, it was. I think it was the beginning of May.
The beginning of May. And dude, I feel like I lost track, but we've
I
definitely slung
think.
like about 5 deals, I think, maybe more.
Yeah, I think in total, like including what we have in escrow, probably 10.
Yeah, and that's since we split up. Not even before when we were under the same roof. So,
Yeah.
dude, pleasure to have you join me for this. I felt like it was so important for you to be here because you actually major part in building this system, right? Remember how many system Saturdays we would have where we would just go over and then debug anything that wasn't fully optimized?
Yeah, but we had a ton of those. I really enjoyed them. We did those. We had those. We would call them mastermind Saturdays, and we did those just to go over like any system issues that we had, any like mentality issues that we had, some mindset troubles, whatever. We just like got down to it and helped each other out.
Yeah, dude, sometimes it was really big things and sometimes it was just like a bunch of little small optimizations, but they all added up to this really amazing, well, look at that, it's zooming in, this really amazing system that we have. Let me zoom back in. That's a little too intimate, that zoom in. Let's establish credibility, right? I'm going to give you the credibility before we get into it. Why is this worth your time? Obviously, as you guys can tell from my live streams, I've been traveling the world and virtually wholesaling from pretty much anywhere that I want in the world. And I just started a couple of months ago. So I spent a month in Mexico. I spent a month in Ecuador. I'm actually a Canadian, so America is virtual for me still. I just dropped down in Cape Coral. I spent some time in Miami. The next big virtual event that you're going to see me at, I'm going to be in Dubai. Obviously, I've been traveling the world, but not only that, in June, we generated, Ernesto, we were crunching the numbers on it before, and this is like total assignments that we generated, right? What were we at for June?
It was like mid 50s, 50,000 around there.
50-ish thousand dollars worth of total assignment fees that we generated. The blessing about that is we were able to share that with some other wholesalers, right? So we were able to bring value to other people's lives. We were able to help other people, get their deals, right? It was fantastic. Being able to share it is so meaningful to me. And this month, as a matter of fact, actually in the next 14 days, and now the reason why I'm relying on Ernesto, because Ernesto remembers these numbers better than I do. I just put my head down and call agents, but Ernesto, he's better at tracking it. Ernesto, in the next 14 days, in the next 2 weeks, how many deals do we have set to close? And what's the total assignment fees for those deals?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember the exact amounts with each deal, but in total, it added up to 58. And
Nice.
We're supposed to close those in less than 14 days.
Nice, dude. I love that. And once again, like, it's such a pleasure to be able to share with friends. So like, for example, I get to share with Ernesto, right? Ernesto, we have a JV partner on, I think 1 or 2 of those deals as well that we get to share that with. So much money and so much wealth is going around for everybody. So now we've established credibility. I want to come back down to earth for you guys. I know it sounds pretty impressive, right? It sounds absolutely fantastic and amazing. And you're like, wow, Nathan must be an exception to the rule. Well, Nathan isn't. At one point in time, Nathan was just getting started. Nathan was, and I'm talking about myself in third person, forgive me. But Nathan was really struggling when he first got started. I was using a Google Voice number and I was using Podio. I was calling agents off of my Google Voice number from a list, and then I would manually type them into my Podio. I'd manually put an event on my calendar in Podio saying, call them back, right? And then 2 weeks later, I'd call them back. It was taking so much time because every single time I would submit a new offer, it would be even harder to keep up with my follow-ups. So imagine this. Imagine you do 5 offers a day, right? In a week, if you work 5 days a week, that's 25 offers. So now you have 25 offers to follow up with, and we're talking MLS off. And you follow up with them roughly every 2 weeks, okay? So first week, you have 25 offers. Second week, you have 50 offers. Third week, you have 75 offers. Fourth week, you have 100 offers. Now you have 100 people that you have to actively follow up with. Now, if you're manually following up with them, are you going to have enough time to find new properties on the MLS, underwrite those properties, run the numbers, submit the offer, and then follow up with those new people? No, you won't. I found myself in this predicament where I was like, oh, how can I scale this? I can barely keep up with my follow-ups. My follow-ups literally turned into a full-time job. And that's when somebody introduced me to a software called Go High Level. And I'll be frank with you, almost this entire AI masterclass has Go High Level in it at some point in time, right? Because this is like our database. This is like our main hub for where we do all of this AI stuff. So through Go High Level, I discovered how I can automate my follow-ups so that regardless of if I get abducted by aliens, hit by a bus, or kidnapped by terrorists, I'm still gonna have my follow-ups go out. So now that I got that automated, I was able to start spending more time on making new offers. Now, of course, we have a long ways from when we first started to how we built this system. But before we go into like that nitty-gritty of like how we built this system, how you can use the artificial intelligent bots to do most of the work for you, Ernesto, I wanted to ask you, what was it like for you when you were first getting started, before you like started to understand these systems and leveraging AI and delegating to automation? And what did you go through? Because it was probably a rough start for you too, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think like any wholesaler, jumping into something that's completely new to them. That's how it was for me, bro. Like I'm wholesaling virtually as well. I live in Kentucky. Both me and Nathan, our market is Florida. So I couldn't be dialing agents from my number because it's a different area code. Like the likeliness of them picking up is not very high. So I got a Google Voice number just like him, and I was doing everything out of a notepad. Like
Notepad?
Yeah, Notepad, bro.
Bro.
I took I learned how to use Podio thanks to that course that we both took. But bro, it just didn't seem efficient to me. I'm like, by the time I get on the computer and do everything there, I already did it manually, and I was doing it on Notepad. I was taking down numbers, agents, you name it, bro. I was doing everything on Notepad. And bro, I mean, like you said, it just gets hard following up on each offer that you're putting out. And the same as with buyers, I was skip tracing them, and I was writing down their numbers on my pad and their LLCs, the address that they had flipped, and I was calling them, and then they wouldn't pick up. So I would make a note, okay, you need to call them again. They didn't pick up, and then I would call them again, and nothing. I wasn't adding a lot of buyers at the beginning because I was, doing all that, skip tracing them, calling them, not everyone answers. So, the amount of buyers I was getting wasn't a lot.
Bro, like the fact that you were doing that on a notepad is so cringy, because literally your entire business like could just be dissolved by a cup of coffee spilling on that note.